She's been called the goddess of love and connection.
And planet Earth's most sought-after resource on relationships.
Of course, we are talking about the one, the only psychotherapist and best-selling author, Esther Perel. Her popular podcast is called Where Should We Begin? And now she's taking her show on the road with a tour. Of course, it is called An Evening with Esther Perel. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming
to be here. We're so happy you're here.
I know. When I look at you, I think, how could this have all started? How did someone get this much wisdom? So were you interested in this topic as far back as you can remember, or when did it hit you?
I understood very early on that I'm terrible at math and good at people.
Okay.
And that I had insight sometimes into relationships. I also saw my parents, who were sole refugees of the war from their entire family, and who needed to build a new community and a family of choice. And it really set me on the track of understanding that it's the quality of our relationships that determines the quality of our lives.
Who showed you what love looked like at your earliest moment that you can see, you can remember?
I think both my parents, but also the people around them who took care of each other, who showed you that you really need to trust. You have to be discerning.
Yeah.
The trust is essential.
Yeah.
That relationships are the bedrock of our lives, and that many things that we sometimes go at alone actually need to be done together with others in community.
It's so true that community and friendships really kind of make us feel whole. But when you described your work, you said that you compared it to reading novels.
Yes.
Which I found, as somebody that loves to read, really interesting. How so?
Because I think that relationships are stories. They have chapters, they have protagonists, they have actors, they have a plot, they have resolution, they have conflict, tension, repair. And that is actually the life of relationships. So I grew up reading a lot of novels, and I think they inspired me in understanding the intricacies of relationships.
Therapy used to be something that you heard about every now and then. And now it's, of course, completely mainstream. It's even mainstream among kids, young kids.
Yes.
How early do you think is the right time to start therapy if you think your child needs it?
Well, I don't know if it's an issue of how early. I think it's about, first of all, let's say something else about what you just talked about, the mainstreaming of therapy and of mental health.
Sure.
Because something about the destigmatization and the fact that it kind of has taken the secrecy and the shame out of it is very important.
Yes.
At the same time, there's also an over-focus on the individual.
Yes.
At the expense of what needs to be done communally. Children sometimes may need a room that is behind closed doors where they can talk to one person, but more often they need to be with other children who are sometimes struggling with the same thing. And instead of, sometimes you go to a school and they basically isolate the parent and say your child has a problem, rather than telling you, there are 4 other families that are grappling with some similar things. Why don't you all come together and resource each other?
But you're so right, and we talk about this because we're both raising young children, that there's so much emphasis on the child as an individual and how they're feeling and how to express, which is great, and it doesn't allow them time to really work some things out on their own.
That's right. That's right. Resilience is a matter of practice. It's done with others. It's the learning of the resources that are available around you, and it is often the focus actually ends up making people feel more isolated and more alone.
That's so interesting.
Than not. It's a both end. I just want to say there's a real upside, but there is also something about putting people in boxes, weaponizing and pathologizing stuff too early.
Totally.
Too early. That's really,
very true.
And I think it's interesting what you said. Often, sometimes, there's so much talking about oneself as a grown-up that you become
repeating your story over and over.
Become self-focused as opposed to figuring out how I can put myself into society.
What I can bring to society, and also how much others can give me. Sometimes you need others who believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. It's not just you sit with yourself and you try to pump self-worth inside of you.
That's so interesting and really right on. Okay, so Neil Patrick Harris recently shared some relationship advice that you gave him about how to kind of re-engage in a relationship. Can you share these rules that you live by, some of them?
Yes, and lots of them will actually be part of the tour as well.
Good.
Because the first thing is the importance of meeting the unexpected, staying open to the unknown, bringing novelty, because novelty breeds testosterone, because it brings energy into your relationship. It's the opposite of routine and familiarity. The second thing is put your phone down and give some single-focused attention on the person that is right here next to you, and don't go,
I mean, the phone.
You're right. You're so right.
And then the third thing is really about the surprise. And the surprise it comes in very interesting ways. I listen to you. That's good. Then I come back days later and I say something that you mentioned to me because I really heard you. That makes you feel seen.
Yeah.
And that feeling seen actually is one of the most powerful ways we don't feel alone in the world.
So smart.
This is awesome.
By the way, you are going on tour.
Yes.
You're going to be across
Where
the country.
are you going?
Yeah.
Everywhere?
I'm going to Philadelphia, Boston, Washington, New York first. Then I'm going to the West Coast. And I'm going to do a first date with 3,000 people.
How fun will that be?
By the way, you sell these out so quickly. Your TED Talks are remarkable, and we're lucky because our viewers have some questions for you, and you're going to answer them for us.
With pleasure.
We'll come
Let's
back
go.
right after this.
Let's go. That's so smart.
By the way, this is going to be a great
I'm
tour.
going to have to be.
We are back with one of the world's most respected and listened to voices on modern relationships. Of course, we're talking about Esther Perel.
She's going to answer some questions from our viewers who have come in to the studio seeking her advice. I mean, we're all seeking. You just heard us trying to pick her brain through a commercial break. Okay, so first up are Katie and Julian. They've been together for 6 years, married for 3 months. Congratulations, y'all. What's y'all's question?
Katie, what's your question? Yeah.
So our question is more in regards to our communication style, because my wife can be a lot more outspoken, a lot more vocal with how she feels, but I can tend to be a lot more reserved, and it takes me a little while to process things and situations. So our question is, how would you say we should mesh our communication styles so that we can still, be a strong couple without having to actually change how we are?
Great question. First of all, this setup of one person that's more vocal and one person that's more withdrawn, one person who speaks right away, one person who processes first, is extremely common in many, if not all, relationships. But my question to you is this. When you first met her, did you like her outspokenness? Did you think at least she knows how to put things into words? I don't have this capacity, and I really appreciate how she says it as it is, and things like that. And you loved listening to him because he was a good listener, because he didn't interrupt you, because he takes more time to process. Right. So this is the first thing, is remember that this difference once, when you met, was very complementary. You actually appreciated that in each other. It's not just a problem, it's a resource. It's a difference. And that now what you don't want is for this to become polarized. So that means that you don't personalize. When he goes quiet, or when he needs, I need to time out, or when he says, not now, that you don't think this is because it's a rejection of you. And that you can say, I need to think first, or I need to process this, or I need to sit with this, and I'll be back. And then you come back so that she doesn't wait forever.
That is
By the way,
genius.
that's brilliant.
And by the way, my husband and I are the same way. It's not uncommon.
Jenna's so quiet. I mean, it's really sad. So what do you think?
I really like that advice. That sounds really good. I think we should definitely try that.
I have one more. On your end, when you want to talk, it's often the question is not what about, but how long.
Yeah.
So you tell him, I want 10 minutes.
Okay.
Is this a good time? Don't just blurt it out. Wait, because you want him to hear it. So it's worthwhile waiting a few minutes till he says, I'm ready, I can listen, and you get his full attention. And then you stop at the 10 minutes if that's the time you said, so that he doesn't get flooded. And you don't see, because otherwise he gets flooded, you feel abandoned.
Yeah,
Right.
that's so good.
Well, that, and it's so
Okay.
what's so genius, just to say really quickly, to reiterate, that silence isn't personal.
Yes.
I wish I had known that at the beginning of my marriage.
Okay, all right, Emily, you got a question too?
Yes, I do. Hi, I'm Emily. I'm
Hi.
30, single, and dating in New York City. My question is about something that I'm noticing happening to me as well as some of my other single friends, which is like I've gone out with guys where things seem to be going well, they're progressing, and then around date 4 or 5, seems like guys do a 180 and they either ghost or end things at that time. So I was wondering, why do you think that usually happens around then, and how to get past date for with someone?
Okay, so number one, I think it's the most important thing about this question is it's not you, it's the culture. You know, the typical thing is to personalize this, to say what's missing with me, what's wrong, and to make it a matter of your own personal deficiency. It's not. Number two, it's the culture means that we are swiping away and we have 1,000 choices at our fingertips and we keep thinking that there is better and there is more. So one of the main things you do that I think is really changing a lot of things is what happens is you tell your friends, I'm not going to meet you tonight because I'm going on a date. I'm not going to go do my biking, hiking, movies, music, bands because I'm going on a date. And so you leave your life to go on the date, and then when the date stops, the life has a big hole. Bring the person into your life. If you were planning to go hiking, bring them to hike with you. Bring them to meet people. It's a litmus test. You'll know right away. Join them in your interests, and then you will avoid the checklist.
Okay, I love that.
Oh my gosh.
We have a new guru.
Oh
we have a new guru.
Can you come and see us again? If you have time in between
Happily.
all of your things.
Happily.
You're
are a
so
guru.
unique.
My
And
sister
wow.
loves you, and now so
Now
does
you
the
know
rest of the
why?
world. Now I know why.
The rest of the world.
Thank you so much.
Wow, that was
Esther.
beautiful. Thank you
You're
so much.
a genius.
I hope to see you at the Beacon.
Yes,
We're going to
we'll
come to the Beacon.
Or anywhere on the East
You
Coast.
said it's April 17th and 18th.
Yes.
You guys, can we say thank you to you guys?
Yes.
Thank you so
awesome.
much.
That's a
Lady
great
Julian,
question.
Emily, y'all, we adore y'all. Thank you, and we appreciate it. And a special thanks, Esther. We would like to. Oh, by the way, a special thanks for being here. She would like to invite you to one of her shows in New York City. How does that sound?
Wow, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Bring your pen and paper.
Yeah, and maybe bring a date.
And the tour
That's the
and
idea.
evening with Esther Perel kicks off April 4th in Philly. That's the first stop on the
That's right.
train.